Okay, so remember I told you guys that I was connecting with a alien manatus, and then I drew her, and then I went outside the next day, and then there was a praying mantis in the tree.
Yes.
Okay, well I told and then so I've been talking to her a little bit, but not. I haven't really had much time since all this has happened, and then I also I asked if there was anyone else on the ship, and there was a blue male person that was an Arcturian. They told me Arcturian. And so the next day I went and looked that up, and of course, there's a lot of people reporting that there's blue Arcturians, or Arcturians are blue. Anyways, all right, so, and I couldn't really understand his name. I couldn't really formulate letter or word, so he just said to just use Z, that's fine. So I was like, okay. So I told this to my therapist, right? And, like, I told her like this. I was like, well, I've been, I said like a tiny little thing. And then she was like, oh, well, I have another client who's also DID. And they are part of some kind of a council. I'm like, the Galactic Federation Council. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, and so I was like, oh, and then I start saying, so then I'm like, oh, she's down. So I start saying all this stuff, right? And I was like, well, actually, and then I bust out my sketchbook and I show her, and then I was like, and then I showed her the other one where I colored her, and then she started asking me questions, like what, so I started answering them. And then she was like, well, where's she from? And I was like, I don't know where she's from. I haven't asked, but I asked where Z was from, and he said he's Arcturian, and so he's from Arcturus. And I said, but I haven't asked her where I didn't get to that, or, so I just told her all the stuff that I've been saying, and she asked me questions, and I told her, and she was, like curious and interested. And I was like, all right, if my therapist is interested in what I have to say, in what I've learned or discovered or figured out, like she even asked me like the timeline, like she asked me how it happened and how it came to be, and so I told her, and I was explaining to her, and so she was like, okay, all right, this is awesome. And she was like, okay, well, what I think, and then she was like, I have a message for you, and so she was, because she does energy work, this is why I picked her, right? Because she's awesome. And because she worked with she has horses, and she does energy work, she practices Reiki, and she has experience with DID, so that's why I picked her. Okay, and she's awesome, and her name is the same as my mom's name, so that's fun. But anyways, all right, so anyway, I felt like if someone I respect, someone who I talk to every day or every week for a year and a half, and it's her job to look out to make sure I'm not being delusional, and because she's been like, okay, now when you say you're speaking interdimensionally, what do you mean? And I'm like, okay, I'll tell you. She's like, let's see what, just making sure you're all right. So I mean, she is, and the point is that I feel like if she's excited to hear what I have to say, and it matches the stuff her other client is hearing and getting, then why can I not? How am I not valid? How is the what other validation do I need? And her message was for me to, since I'm like, because I told her I had a problem with like just going on. I told her the example about how when I was all upset watching a TikToker, like I was like, oh my gosh, they're doing the thing I do. I don't even know what it is I do, but they're doing it, And I was like expressed like I felt like, they're doing it, and then you're like, shift that around, make it like, well, if they're doing it, then of course you can do it. I'm trying to do that to myself. Right, and you're awesome, and people want to hear, and you're funny, and all of it, buddy. So whatever it is, if you need help, if you want to work through it, if you want to do some hypnosis or some tapping, then I'm down to help you because I don't want you to feel this frustrated like me. And I'm trying to get past my thing.